Hello guys, this is Paula, and I am back this morning to do a sort of a flip. I guess it is a flip. This is for my friend Liz over at Mrs. Cog's Crafts. She and I are doing a swap, and so instead of a journal, I decided to do an attache, which was designed by Tracy Fox at Love Junk Journals. And I'll also put Tracy's link below, so if you're interested in taking that class. I've never had so much fun before. I mean, it has been a lot of fun. Let me show you the back. I've made one other of these attaches, and I plan on making more. So this one is going to Mrs. Cog, but I just wanted to show you the different features on this. I'm going to undo this. This is the portion that you wrap your beads around. And I'm going to show you her beads. Those fun. Okay, and then this is the part of the closure. And up here is the other part. So I tried to use, I tried to make the design where it would blend in with the design of this loud paper. Now, Mrs. Cog and I talked ahead of time, and she told me she wanted something loud. And I did attempt to do a loud fabric, and I even went and looked at different loud fabrics. Then I laid out everything I had, and I thought, you know, I'm just going to do it out of this heavy cardstock, which is wild and loud at the same time. At least I think it is. And it has this navy flap on it, covered. It's lined with muslin. And I used navy stitching. Okay, so we're going to go inside, but first I want to show you how it looks just from looking straight down. Inside, it is lined with this paper also on the inside, and it has the vintage polka dot. This is an old polka dot fabric. It's not a brand new style. It's the same one that's on the bottom. I just had a tiny bit of it. I didn't have hardly enough, but it seemed to make it through everything. So what we're going to do is go inside, and I'm going to show you, first I'm going to show you the folio that I made to go inside it. So you have 5 slots in here. Okay, and you have 4 tabs. So you have places to put 5 different things. You don't want them to be too chubby because you want to be able to close it. I was pushing it a little bit with my folio, but this is the front cover. Simple. But it just, you know, with this loud background, you can't go too crazy. So, that's the folio. It's made out of a manila folder. Oh, here's the back. It's just, I didn't put anything on the back. I zigzag everything I did in this book. Because I just think it adds more class to it. Now, on this long pocket here, which is on the inside flap, I'm going to lay this down so you guys can just see it. Let me zoom in just a tiny bit. There we go. All right, so I added this butterfly here on the front to decorate this pocket. I didn't want to go overboard because it's busy. But on the inside, I put a tag, a simple tag. Whoa, I just keep wanting to drop everything. I'm sorry. And I did a wonky stitch around the outside, and I just did 4 labels with a zigzag through them. And I just made it real simple, but still, she'd be able to journal in those areas. On the other side here, I just decorated this flap. It really wasn't wide enough to do a whole lot. So I just put a T-card and a little butterfly from Tracy Fox. Now I'm going to open it out and hope that you guys can see okay. Now I might have to back out a little. Just a little. Okay. Now, here we have 2 pockets that are identical. I matted them in navy blue and gave them more strength, which although this paper is pretty strong, I just made up like 6 or 7 tags here for her to decorate. She's got a little bit of a notepad here. Now, just so you know, on this, it slides in and out. So she can take that out or leave it in. Okay, and it just basically is a little personal journal, different size papers, different type papers right here to take notes in your folio. Over here is a side tuck. So I made a tag and then I attached it here on the outside and across the bottom. Now, as you're looking at this tag, you can see I've stitched Sari Silk. It has a T-card and this really colorful butterfly with the Sari Silk as a topper. And the tag here has some of Tracy Fox's little tags. Is that adorable? And then it's been zigzagged. And I wanted something that when you put them in and out of the side tucks and the pockets, they don't just get hung on everything. So I tried to simplify the tags that went behind things. All right, so then you close it in. It closes back in like this. And there you go. So I'm going to bring the folio over. Again, I'm going to leave that out for now. And I'm going to show you what's in the front pocket. So I did a little file. A little like index file here. And what I did is I took these 2 cards that had the file tabs on top. They were 2 singles. I lined them up how I wanted them. And then on the bottom, after I put this together on the bottom, I adhered just the bottom together, but not till last. I decorated the front with some of those cute tags. It says delightful. And this says wishes and friends. Now, when you open it, I did a video of this on my YouTube channel. So you should be able to find it on how to make this. But then I just put journaling cards inside. There's 2 journaling cards inside here. I didn't want to overfill it. But she can journal on both sides. So, and the back is decorated the same. And it says blessed and dreamer. Somehow I just feel like Mrs. Cog is a dreamer. Okay, timeless. And I think she's timeless too. I always try to put what the things I think of with whoever I'm making it with, if I know them. Okay, here is a couple cards. Just envelopes, I mean. And they have just an index card inside to journal on. So I used this paper for the background. Added some fussy cut roses. One of Tracy's tea card. And I think this is from her fussy cut roses also. And here's another one that I made as an index card. Just simple little fun things you can put in here. You can do just about anything. I put some extra things that do not normally go into these pockets or this attache. So I did a little notebook and I used the vintage polka dot and had some lace over it. Just a little notebook. And then you open it out and it has just different pages of stuff. Just fun. Little fun things. Okay, so that is in there as well. Then the next thing, and the final thing actually, is the journal. Let me get it out here. Okay, so this is the journal for this book. And I put a couple little beads on the end there. And it's lined with a canvas. And I only had 3 little strips left. And so I put those on the spine because I think it just secures the spine nicely. You can see them on the back as well. Now, when you go inside, I used some fabric to, this tiny polka dot one is not vintage, but I ran out of the other. So I took one of these out of an observatory book, this butterfly and caterpillar, and made a journaling card out of it. Then I took out of some of the wildflower vintage books you can get. I believe that's what it's called. I don't have it in front of me, but that's what I'm calling it. And I did it for the month of March, since we were exchanging in the month of March. And this one says March, April. But I love any of this floral stuff. I just adore. So just go through here. Look at this little wild looking bird. He's called a puff bird. And I put some unique birds in here because I love birds. They're kind of my thing. Some old vintage ledger book page. Couple more of my favorite little birds. More out of the wildflower book, which is a vintage book I have. You can tell by how yellow it is and no shine. Now this is a hornbill, Indian hornbill. Great pike or Indian hornbill is what they call it. This is a weird looking bird. I deliberately put weird looking birds in here. I just thought it was unusual and just was kind of fun. Look at this one. Isn't he crazy? Look, his beak is nearly as long as his tail. Anyway, continuing on here. Some more out of the observatory books. This is a floral book. More of the old vintage paper. You can tell when you look at it that it's very old. Some more out of the observatory book. I think she can have fun now. Here's another weird looking bird. I haven't personally seen any of these birds. This is a type of woodpecker. That's crazy. I've not seen that. He's not the traditional woodpecker. Here's some more out of the wildflower book. Next little critter. He almost looks wood-like. A couple of them do. They just look kind of, they're unusual. Okay, and on we go. And again, an observatory book that I made a journaling card out of. And I zigzagged and frayed the edges of the canvas. So, we've got the journal. Okay, right here. And then we've got our folio right here. My desk is just covered up with stuff. And I thought I wanted to do this today. And I thought I am going to make sure I get it done. Then we've got our 2 cards right here. With journaling cards inside. Our 2 envelopes. I keep calling it cards. Then we've got our little index files. Made into a index file. And then our little notebook. And the daddy of them all is the Attache. And I'm just going to wrap these around. I have it, the closure pretty tight because I know it will loosen over time. Okay, so there you go. This is Mrs. Cog's Attache. And I had such a wonderful time doing it. Liz, I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. See you next time. Bye.